Hays County is preparing for the possibility of flooding by using some of the lessons learned from the Memorial Weekend floods.
One of the big takeaways centers on the calls that came in to 911 dispatchers. As KXAN's Heather Jackson shows us this evening, not all of those calls came from people needing help.
Hays County Sheriff's Office is Christy. How can I help you?
When the horrific flood on Memorial Day weekend hit,
They're on their way there, sir.
the phone lines at the Hays County 911 Dispatch Center lit up.
We might need to be rescued from a flood. We're in a two-story house, and the water's up on the second story now.
Water is now rising up so high in their houses that they can't get out. That is a whole new level of response.
Erica Carpenter was one of only 7 dispatchers working that weekend, so the thousands of calls that came in quickly overwhelmed them.
The water is rushing completely over the bridge, and it's normally like 15, 20 feet below the bridge.
Okay, are there barricades that you saw?
No, there's no barricades out here.
It hit so quick and the call volume went up so high, so fast, that we just had to react and go and do it.
During that tragic night, it might seem like those life-threatening calls are what bogged down the call center system, but it wasn't. It was those non-emergency calls that slowed down response time. Erica tells me she and the other dispatchers had to answer basic questions, like what low water crossings were closed. She says 911 should never be used for non-emergencies.
Utilize other resources to do that by looking on websites, by looking at the news, by calling non-emergency numbers.
Because with a limited team, they need to devote as much time as possible to answering calls from actual emergencies. In San Marcos, Heather Jackson, KXAN News.
Today we asked, and despite the possibility of flash flooding in the forecast, Hays County does not plan to add staff this weekend to its 911 dispatch center.